what's going on, guys? Today we're talking about the best-selling cards in all of a Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. Pay no attention to the tabs. I don't know if you can even really see them because I know my face is kind of in the way. These are just, the tabs are just what I pulled from this box. Speed Duel, GX, Duels to the Shadows, which we will be talking about in a second. But I will say that I did pull this card. It's like $12.94. I've had ideas on doing like a tournament, like a channel-based tournament, kind of like boost the popularity of a channel. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know in those comments down below. And this could be like the prize for it. There wouldn't be like an entry fee or anything like that. They would just, it's literally just a big tournament just for basically content on the show, because I do like doing dueling book commentaries. I've never ran a tournament before, so if we do get to a spot where we're doing a tournament and this card is, you know, potentially on the line for that, if we do get to that spot, you know, I've never ran a tournament, so I'm sorry if it's a disaster, but like it is something I've always wanted to really do. Is channel-based tournaments. And I don't think my channel's big enough to do it, but, you know, you don't know unless you try. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. And this would be the prize card. Like I said, no entry fee, so you just win a free $13 card if you won the whole thing. Obviously, you wouldn't get anything for that. And it wouldn't be speed duel format. Once again, unless that was what you're interested in. Because I do like speed duel format a lot. But I know that regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Seems to be the main vibe for a lot of people. Let's just never mind. Let's just jump right into this. Let's just go feet first. I said last week on the, I believe, Penny Stock Market Watch, but potentially both of them, that if it came up, I was going to talk about it. It didn't come up. Off the top of my head, because I just bought this at Meijer, right? So we have a supermarket in the Midwest called Meijer. I don't know who watches this video. Like if you're in like Canada or something like that, if there's a Meijer, I don't think there's Meijer in Canada's. I know most Meijers are in like Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, like Illinois, stuff like that. But it's basically a Walmart. They were selling them for about 25 or 30, so right around the TCG market price. So for me personally, being able to pull Lure of Darkness, getting a little over half of my money back, and then getting 8 decks, on top of other, as you can see, other secrets as well, which the other secrets are worth like dollars, like nothing really crazy there. There is a good amount of value here, especially considering, you know, if we disregard the secret rares, right? Because here's the thing with the way the set, if you don't know how the set worked out, the way the set worked out was you got 8 decks, you know, 8 speed duel decks, and then you got a pack of secret rares. In the secret rares, you don't know what you're going to get. So you could get, you are going to get the 3 sacred beasts, right? The Hammond, the Uriah, and the what is the other one? Riviel. Yeah, Discount, Obelisk, Ra, and Slifer. But anyway, you also could potentially get, like I got Amazon Swordswoman, Skull Archfiend, Allure of Darkness, Illbud. I think I saw Lithium pulled an Illbud and a Fog King, Lithium 2300. I haven't watched too many other packs. That's the pack opening channel that I watch, so I haven't watched anybody else open packs. But the main thing that I'm trying to get is this. The rest is guaranteed. So like all of this stuff, because I just clicked on comment, all of this stuff is guaranteed. Right, so we're looking at spending $25. I guess I'm pretty sure I spent $25-$30 on the box, right? And out the gate, let's just use me as an example, because why not? Because it helps prove, one, it helps prove my point, and two, I don't think it's terribly impossible, like, to pull a DD Crow Macrocosmos Super Poly or a Lure. Like I said, haven't watched any other. I know Lithium 2300 not. I haven't watched any other pack openings, so maybe it's kind of difficult, right? But for me, $13 out the gate, and then $4 for 17, 1850. We'll do 19, or 1950, excuse me, 2050, 21. And then every 2 is another one. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And there's still, that's just from the first page, right? Can't believe the skills are pretty good. I can't believe the skills are cheap. But it's probably because nobody wants the skills, because the skills are the only thing that you can't use in a regular duel. Like, you can use the speed duel cards in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't use, obviously you can't go the other way. But like Grand Maju is in here. Fog King is an insane reprint. Foolish is cool. You always need your Foolishes. DD Crow is in here, which is cool because I've needed a DD Crow. And I've just never gotten around to getting one for some reason. So now I have one, right? And the thing is with this too, we don't know what speed duels are going to look like in 2 or 3 years. It could be a lot more popular. And you might think, well, that's impossible, that speed duels will be a lot more popular. But it's really not popular at all right now. So it's either, it might be dead in 2 years, but like, if not, it almost feels like it has to get more popular, because I don't see how it could get less popular while still existing. And the thing is with this, I mean, Konami did just get rid of cross duels, but I don't see why Konami would stop supporting this. And I feel like as this starts to grow, you know, we're getting towards the end of the GX speed duel era. I feel like as it starts to grow and it moves to synchros, especially with the way the regular Yu-Gi-Oh goes, this could potentially be really good. This could be like a really good product, as far as something to leave unopened, to get go over here, get 11 copies. I mean, there's no promo card, so you wouldn't want that one, right? Because the promo card's the main thing you're looking for. Or to get a case, I think I just saw a case of $274, comes with 12, right? Feels like a lot, right? But at 25 a pop, 12 times 25 is 300. So you're already getting value out the gate if you do this, right? Because if literally you buy this at 274 and flip the mini boxes, 5 to 12 mini boxes for 25 a pop, you're going to make $300. But if you just sit and wait, it could be worth 40 in, like I said, in that 2-year mark. And people call me crazy. I remember, and maybe this is showing my age, but I remember, and this is probably the most talked about set on this channel of all time, but I do legitimately remember when this set was like a $25 set, and it was on sale, and you just literally couldn't get rid of these. I remember I was talking to a guy who runs a local shop nearby. You couldn't get rid of these, and now you can't find them anywhere, and they're like $60. And I'm not even saying that this could get to $60 in the future, but I am saying if it gets to 30 and you have 12, that's $360. That's almost like that's a $90 profit, right? It's not terrible, right? Lunch is on you. It's that type of thing. And even if you want, you could just keep the case, right? I think that's where the most of this value is going to come from for the speed duel box. I don't think the value is going to come from the cards, but Allure, Macro, Super Poly, some really solid reprints in there. DD Crow, some really solid reprints though in there. This pre-sale is already up. I wouldn't mind following this because I never, where'd it go? We lost it. There it is. It moved up. Okay. I wouldn't mind following this. 75 feels like a lot for a pre-sale. But I wouldn't mind following it just to see, because it was at 80 when the pre-sale started a month and a half ago. and it held the line pretty well and it dipped down to 70, and now it's already back up to 75. So usually don't love the pre-sale game, but every so often, especially like January, May, October, we get a set that shakes the meta. This feels like it's going to be one of those sets. So I think that I'm just going to monitor it. I'm just going to watch it, right? I don't see this. I don't see it being $100. But some sets, so we look at the rest of the sets here, like Maze of Memories, 64. Photon Hypernova is a pretty decent set. It's at 70. It's not out of the realm of possibility that that this is actually good value on this box, right? Because you'll go, well, my locals always sells them for $70, and always support your locals if you can. Like if you have a locals nearby, always do your best to support your locals, right? A lot of times TCG player will have the cheapest prices, but sometimes it'll be the opposite, right? Where you go to your locals, they sell it for about 70. They always sell their boxes for $70. They don't pay attention to the market price, so you can get it from there and be fine. But then sometimes, and this has happened many times to me, I'll go to my locals thinking that they'll have it for $70, and they'll all be gone. And they're like, it was $70 before we sold them all. So a 75 might not be terrible, but I'm not going to tell anybody ever to invest in pre-sale. I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, you're investing in something that is super unknown, but I will have my eye on it just to see kind of what it looks like up, down, left, right, and all around. But as we scroll back down, let's take a look at this card again. This card's in your hand. You can target a monster. You control with a different type and attribute in this card. Destroy that monster, and if you do special on this card, nice. When this card destroys opponent's monster by battle, you gain attack. It's from Dimension Force. This is a decent card, obviously. I haven't read it in a while, so that's why I was doing that. So I was reading. I don't know what's causing it to shoot up. Could be support coming in Cyberstorm Access. Could be someone saw something with it. I mean, hasn't seen meta play in a while. I don't know. But regardless of why, do I think it's a good buy? This is what concerns me. Not this person in particular, but the fact that this is here. I would venture to guess that these listings here are older than these listings here. And the reason I say that is because I'm betting that some of these people, especially, with the 99.2%, 705 sales, 151 sales, the smaller sellers, maybe they pulled this card, or maybe they bought it back when it was like $15, and they've been waiting for it to go above the $30 threshold to sell it. Or maybe they bought it back when it was $15, or maybe they bought it back when it was in decks, back in November, or October. Back in November and October, this was like a $10 card, right? And so now they see that for some weird reason, this card is $35. Did it get a buyout? $60? Right? And so now they're doing this. And this is something we see that happens a lot in the Yu-Gi-Oh market, is that one person will attempt to buy out a card, and other people with the same card will come in and undercut that person's price. And I always say this. Your cards are never worth what you think TCG is fair. They're never worth what you think eBay thinks is fair. They're never worth what the market says. This card, it may say market price of, what did it say when we first saw it? This card might say, as you have to scroll all the way back down here, market price of $28.61. But that doesn't mean that that's the market price. So I'll just take myself as an example. I, went like a month or so without selling really any of my cards. And recently, what I've been doing, I've been going in and making all of my cards that I put as 25 cents down to their TCG lowest. I've been putting almost all of my cards down to their TCG lowest. Because, yeah, you want to get ripped off, and I bought this card for $1, and now I'm selling it for 98 cents, right? But if you bought a card for $1 and all it's doing is sitting in your binder, you just wasted $1. You just took $1 and shoved it into your binder. Or in the case of Visas Starfrost, if you buy this card from Chowder Plus Gaming, and this is not me, I am Cards of Connor, right? For $27.46, because you think that in a week all of these will be gone. And it'll be whatever the price is at the start of the second page, which is $35, 40. We'll just say $40, right? And you got it for $27.46, and you sold it for $40. So that's about $12 profit, right? That's cool. That's nice. That's it's not bad at all. But don't be miffed if you buy it at $27.46, and in a week everybody has it on the market for $25, and then like 5 months go by, and this card's value is like $10, and you're like, oh no, I should have listened to Hot Dog Flexer when he said, be very careful about fear of missing out. Be very careful about FOMO. Be very careful about this, because this isn't really that great of a card, like on its own. Like, I know it's an archetype specific card. It is a level 6 tuner, which is cool. It can send a card to the graveyard, which could potentially be really solid. But for the most part, this card, and it also could get reprinted in the Megatons. So there's a lot of things that could hurt this card. The decks that run this card could get hit. So I doubt it, but it is possible, right? Konami has done stranger things before, so I don't think it's a good buy. But if you think it's a good buy, don't let me stop you. Just go crazy. Buy it out. You do the second buyout. Go bananas. This is just my favorite archetype. So Pearlies. It just doesn't matter, I think, what I say about this. Does it? Like, have you ever felt that? Like, I could talk to my cat. I know you guys, if you've watched this channel enough, you've seen the cat walk by. I could tell my cat, don't buy these cards. And she has just as good a chance of listening to me, I feel like, as some people who watch this. Or not even the people who watch this, but just people in Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. Like, I just don't get it with this archetype. I don't know why. Like, they're cute. I'm not disputing that they're cute, but I don't know why this is at the... Look at... This is the highest it's ever been. It got to 36.36, 36.92. It opened at 31.94. It's at 36.96, 38.40, 35 plus $1. That's 36.98. This is the highest it's ever been. This is the highest it hasn't topped. It hasn't been thrown in somewhere as a random archetype like that gets mixed up with Runic. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We talked about this card when the set first came out because I was trying to figure out what was so cool about it. I spent like 2 or 3 different episodes, it feels like, of the Penny Stock Market Watch and the regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch talking about these cards and saying, like, these are bad buys. This is not a good archetype. And I've almost as if, like, it's going against me. Like, it's specifically trying to go against me. I don't know what it is about the Pearly archetype that has people so infatuated with it to where this card is... if this card is normal special summon, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your decks, and if you do, add an excavated Pearly spell or trap to your hand. Also, place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Once per turn during your main phase, you can reveal a quick play spell that is a Pearly quick play spell. Special summon a Xyz monster from your extra deck that mentions that card by using this card you control as material. None of them do anything. None of them. They're not like slowly building with their quick play spells to this crazy big monster that's like untargetable, can attack directly, burns for 1,000. I don't know. Like, it doesn't do that. It doesn't like spam the field like Lyricist, right? It doesn't like everything sort of combines like Super Quants. It doesn't like do good things like Sprite, Kashtira, tier elements before the ban list, even Floanderies. Like we're in such a free format. If you guys saw, I talked about the 3 YCSs over a couple weekends ago, where so many decks are popular, so many decks are meta, so many decks are topping. Like Drytron got 2 tops. What else was a wild deck there? I mean, Sky Striker's always doing Sky Striker things. Salamangreat randomly is topping regionals. So many archetypes nowadays are topping regionals and YCSs and winning locals, and this one is not. This one is not doing that, but still people are buying these cards. And so I will say this. My rant aside, my feelings towards the Pearly archetype aside, it feels like a good buy. After everything I said, it feels like a good buy. Even though I said previously it was a bad buy, I'm changing that. The reason being is because if this archetype can be as bad as it is and still be going up in value, imagine what will happen to this archetype if it gets any good support at all. Now, I know Amazing Defenders could see reprints in the Megatons, right? But original arts of really good archetypes usually stay relatively expensive. They do dip down at first, but as time goes on, they'll stay expensive. So I cannot believe I am saying this. I haven't changed my mind as to whether or not I think the archetype is good, but I will say I do think that this is a good buy. Because if this archetype can be as bad as it is and still be going up in value, that only means it's a great buy. Like, it has to be. I don't know what else to say. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the Pearly archetype? Let me know in those comments down below. Like I said, if you guys wanted to do like a Speed Duel specific or any really tournament, it would be on Dueling Book, by the way. I guess we could also do a Master Duel tournament where the winner would get this Allure of Darkness. And obviously there would be like no entry fee. It's just content for the channel type thing. Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys click that like button, show your support for the channel, subscribe for even more content. Most importantly of all, have a good day.